how about, would you advise to somebody that wants to lose weight, to add, let's say, to add sugar to his diet, or how is your experience?
Well, sugar won't make you fat, and you can have some of them in your diet, like salt. You don't need to do a SOS-free diet. I don't know if you know what it means.
Yeah,
The
I know.
oil-free, that's right. Sugar-free, why? And salt-free, why? Low salt is good. And even Dr. Campbell, I don't know if you see his interview recently, he said, there's no point removing the last gram of salt and sugar from a dietary point of view. It's just a trend that doesn't make any sense. He said, you can add salt and sugar to make your vegan food tasty, and that's great. If you want to stay on
Okay.
the wagon, that make your food tasty. Don't make it so obsessed with whole foods and not blending anything and keeping as much fiber as you can. No, some fiber is fine. You
Ah,
don't need
really?
a
Dr.
yeah.
Campbell said that in his interview.
No, just the first part with salt and sugar, and then
Ah,
I
okay. Okay, then you
opened
added
myself.
your.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Frilly, the banana girl you mentioned, is good to follow. Who else would you recommend to somebody who is new to this lifestyle?
Well, not everyone wants to have the fruit diet because some people hate fruit, and I totally get that. And you can do the Star Solution. You can follow Dr. McDougall. He's
Okay.
also quite good about diet and Kempner diet in some cases. um, well, I follow so many people, I don't even know where to start.
Ah,
Uh,
okay. It's fine. If you think of anybody else, then you can say it. Okay, so these are the people to follow on social media. What about other things? What would you advise first? Let's say I don't know, I'm 20 kilos overweight. I don't exercise much. I have a job where I sit a lot, and I don't know, and I go to sleep at 11. I like to watch movies. What would you advise to me? Where should I start? What should I do at the beginning?
well, I say time to quit coffee. Maybe do it gradually if you're an addict. Quitting coffee is a good step because coffee makes you depressed in the next day and it disturbs your hunger. That's bad. Most people, when they want to lose weight, they just have a coffee in the morning or tea and they don't eat, and then they start to do intermittent fasting, which means skipping a meal or sometimes skipping 2 meals, and then they get ravenous and they do this intermittent fasting for some time, and then they quit because it's not so practical. Anyway, I would say just focus on the diet first. You don't need to start exercising at the beginning. Like I didn't do that either. Eat healthier, and then you probably have so much energy that you want to get out and exercise. And sitting is not satisfying anymore. After a whole day of sitting, like, do you really want to sit on the sofa, or do you want to get out and move your body? So eat a lot of carbs. And when I say carbs, I don't mean donuts. And just by doing that, you make big changes for your body. If you
Perfect.
can get to bed earlier, that's better. You can improve all these things gradually, but start with the diet. That's the most important. And drink lots of water before your meals. Because how do you want to detox if you don't have enough water? You need water and fiber. You don't need any product. You don't need such specialties that influencers sell you on Instagram. You don't need detox product. Your body already does the job. Just give it enough water, enough carbs, and less fat and less protein.
Perfect. Would you say that when they start the diet, that it's really important that they are very on point with diet? So you probably don't add any oil to your meals, right?
No, I don't add any oil. But when I eat some vegan junk food, there's oil in it, and I'm not hiding it. But I
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
it
yeah.
very zero or little.
Okay,
Oils are not
so
essential. Oil is bad. It's so much omega 3 and sorry, so much omega 6 and not enough omega 3s. If you want your omega 3s, and have cabbage vegetables, have any kind of greens, have fruits.
So, let me ask you, do you use any nutritional supplements whatsoever?
Only B12.
Only B12. How do you use it, like as tablets, or as do you use intramuscular? How do you use B12?
Most of the time I inject it because I don't want to think about that little pill every day. I use the injection once every 2 months and that's it.
Okay, perfect. Did you take B12 through all of your veganism, or did you start later? Did you notice any different after start using it?
A good question. At the beginning, I was following some raw foodists who said that no, you don't need to take B12, you'll get it from the soil, on the vegetables. Okay, I did that and it didn't work. I was deficient after 4 years.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
I made a B12 test after 4 years of plant-based diet, and I was so deficient. Okay, now I'm taking supplements. I don't believe these gurus anymore. Now I follow the science. No. You shouldn't never believe anyone just because they say it. You need to find the proof and
Okay.
test it on yourself. Yeah.
This was a really good point. What would you say? Like, you are 10 years in this lifestyle, so you probably made a lot of experiments on yourself. What would you say that are hurtful advice in the vegan movement, or what would you say are the biggest mistakes people make when they start this lifestyle?
Well, not taking B12 is a mistake for sure.
Okay, first one, yes.
Because yeah, you can lose hair, you can lose some brain power, have some brain damage, permanent damage if you are deep in the deficiency. Second mistake is fearing carbs, because when you fear carbs, you're going to eat fatty things which are bad for your veins, your heart, etc. Other mistake, under eating because you don't know about the caloric density. Like as you said, people who have a vegetable-based meals, that's a mistake. And then they have such a big calorie deficit that it doesn't work. It doesn't work for long. Well, you can have a small deficit, but the best is to eat enough or a bit more.
Okay, perfect. What I've noticed, I don't know if you noticed with your people or so. What I've noticed also, the mistake is that people don't really understand that, like fearing refined foods, because they people a lot of times, I think they don't understand that our lifestyle, like, we both live in Europe, in more northern. Where are you from, France? Which part?
Northeast.
Northeast. Okay, so probably your part of France is a bit cold in the winter, yes?
Yes.
So I think that people sometimes they don't understand, like they want to go vegan and then they see some raw foodies that live in, let's say, Hawaii or Thailand, and then they try to eat the same like them, but first they don't understand that in Thailand you have better and more sweet fruits, and the temperature is like, I don't know, 36 degrees outside, so your body doesn't have to use so much energy to warm
For the
you.
heat. Yes.
Yes, and the third part, if you're just like living in Thailand and laying on the beach, it's less stressful than if you're in Europe in some difficult job which needs a lot of sugar. And I think this is a big mistake. People not understanding that the difference in where you live and what you do uh, influences your needs for calories.
Exactly. Like when you're in Northern Europe, you're doing a hard job and you have lots of stress and because of family, job, or whatever. It burns so many calories, and the food is not always tasty, like especially in the winter. And you need this denser kind of foods. Otherwise, you're going to be, I don't know, not motivated, and it's not good. It's not a good advertising for the vegan movement. You need to be a vibrant vegan and have enough energy. Yeah? And it's okay to add sugar to your food. It's okay to have some white rice, etc. It's fine.
Perfect. So, do you I think I lost the question now, but I wanted to ask you, um, how is your workout routine? Like you're really outdoors. You like to hike, as I saw on your profile. You like to um, ride your bike. But what do you do, let's say, in the winter time? What would you advise people to do in the winter time when they're more inside, when it's colder outside?
Well, when I cannot ride my bike in winter because of the ice or snow or cold, I prefer to go for a run. Well, I need to do a nice warm up because it's hard on the joints being suddenly out there. And I love to hike also in winter or squats. But the problem with this indoors workouts is that they can be too harsh on the muscle, and then you need like a few days to recover. For me, that's not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think next winter I will have a home trainer at home. I can just ride my bike inside, look at the window, and spend an hour on the bike each day.
Okay, okay, cool. What I wanted to ask you for the end. So, okay, we said what you advise to people. Um, Anything else you would like to tell our followers, like people who are, I don't know, into this lifestyle or people who doubt this lifestyle? What would you say to them? Like any
People,
last final message?
yeah, people who don't dare starting. Well, doesn't cost much to try. If you don't like it after 3 weeks, then you can go back to what you were doing. But I, I'm sure that if they try this high carb low fat diets, they will feel the difference in energy and that the digestion is better and that they don't feel like napping after a fatty meal, or that the sleep is better, the sex drive is better. I'm sure they will experience these kind of things. And some of them who got acne, they should start seeing a difference after, I don't know, 2 weeks. It takes some time.
I have another question for you. Did you ever in this lifestyle, like, what I will ask you like this: what kept you going in this lifestyle? Did you ever felt like, I don't know, what kept you going? Like, I don't know if you were hungry. What kept you like at staying on a vegan path? What kept you ethical? Were you like hanging out with other vegans later in life? How was it for you, like your journey? Was it hard sometimes, or when you just saw those animals from Earthlings, you just thought, no way, I'm ever eating this again?
Well, I struggled for the first 2 years because I didn't know how to eat properly and I was alone. And it took me 2 years to say stop. Now I'm a real vegan, not just plant-based.
Okay.
But after that, it was not a problem anymore. Then there were more documentaries and more diet advice, and finally I found out about Freely and this group of people who were smashing it. And if I'm hungry, well, it doesn't happen because I cannot be hungry and eat little. Like, I don't know how these people do it, how people can skip meals and eat only 1,000 calories per day. I have no idea how they do that. I can't. I need to eat. Maybe that's because I don't do stimulants or just a bit of chocolate here and there. And so without stimulants, like you're more in tune with your body. Yeah? You cannot overtrain. You cannot undereat that much.
Did you used to drink coffee in the past?
No, never. I hated coffee, but I had a lot of tea and chocolate when I quit the syrup. That was a few years before I went vegan, and that was one of the worst thing I did. Removing this water syrup, no, the syrup water from my diet. Terrible idea because then I had less carbs in my day and I was lacking energy, and I didn't understand it back there. But this is when I started having lots of chocolate and tea, and I
Ah,
was
okay.
depressed. I was tired. I had a terrible lifestyle. I was the saddest I've ever been in my life. And only then I started eating more fruit and stuff.
So actually, it's very important, like, first that people know about the ethics behind their plates. So, like, what is actually happening with the animals they're eating. I think this is really important, like not just the health, but also the ethical part. But of course, it's very important, as we can see from your case, that they get good information about nutrition, right? Because if they
Yeah.
don't, it's like this.
Yes,
So,
exactly. Even the most motivated people, let's say, okay, I'm not participating in cow and pig, etc. abuse, and if they feel terrible because they don't know how to eat, then they will start questioning this belief. That's really sad, really, really sad. And all these influencers that say they're ex-vegan, like, what were you doing? Come on, these extreme diets. Oh no. Because when
what
you
is
see the
your
pictures, it's not acceptable.
comment on those things that were happening, like ex-vegans, like Giovanna Rovana, Raw Alignment, this Maddie girl now? Did you know any of those in person or just from the internet?
I never met them, but there were these shiny characters online that live for fame and looking perfect, etc. With this kind of profile, anything can happen. Anything for the money, anything for the views, and when people are that self-centered, then you can assume. What do you think about animals, by the way? Are you just plant-based, or yeah? But anyway, time reveals them in the end, sadly.
The strong stay. And it's really good to have somebody like you representing the movement when you're highly ethical and when you obviously eat enough. So, everybody, if you want to be healthy, fit, and also ethical, just follow Pauline on her social media and stuff like this. You will see how much she eats, how well she feels. She's in a happy relationship. Your partner is also vegan, of course, yes?
Yes, yes.
Do you think this is an important part of life, to get a partner that supports your decisions and that is also at least almost vegan? Like, you know what I mean? Because all
Yes.
those girls that were ex-vegans, they all partnered up with non-vegans. I think that could be also very influential for them. What do you think?
Yes, never neglect the influence of your partner. Yeah, I couldn't be with a non-vegan anymore because now there's so much choice of vegan men. Well, you need to find them online usually, but you can find.
Did
And
you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
I'd
say.
rather be single than being with a corpse cruncher.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried to be with a carnist, but it didn't work.
Yeah. How long? When you met Paul, was he a vegan already, or how was it?
Yes, I met him in 2016. He was a vegan, like almost as long as me.
Oh, perfect, perfect. It was much easier probably than being with him than being with that other guy.
It's very difficult to make someone change because people change only if they want to, and you cannot force anyone, even your partner, to change their diet. All you can do is influence them, show them how it's tasty and enjoyable. And by the way, look at this documentary, please. And that's all you can do.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
that's
understand that people stay with their partners if they've been together for a long time, and I get that.
yeah, perfect. Pauline, thank you very much for this interview. It was really interesting. I'm looking forward to following you on social media, and you are kind of my role model for being fit and being active and being vegan. So, really, I'm really thankful for this interview. So we will keep in touch, right?
Sure. You're welcome, Stella. It was a pleasure.
Yes. Have a nice day. See
You
you.
too. Bye.